Because we live, bitches.
Coming soon to this theater.
It's alive. It's moving. It's coming this way.
What is up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us. It is a frigid, cold-ass night in upstate New York tonight, but I am happy because I am here with you. I'm here with my friends, and we're going to be talking about Tobe Hooper's Life Force tonight from 1985. Life Force, very, very peculiar movie. It was a big-budget production by a studio that mainly focused on low-budget productions. Golden Globus, and there were like two movies that pretty much sank that studio because they just put so much money into them and then they bombed terribly. One of them was Masters of the Universe, and the other one is tonight's movie, Life Force, which is fucking amazing. Awesome movie, has aged magnificently. Basically, if you want like the elevator pitch, it's kind of like Vampires from Space. And the Dracula story retold, but with kind of like the gender roles moved around a little bit. Anyway, there is a link in the description below. Click on that, and that will take you to a 100% free, unedited, unmessed with version of this movie. And I'm telling you, it's a hell of a lot of fun. Go check that shit out. Got my new couch. And right there, that's going to be spot for a kitty cat. And then life will be back to normal. I mean, not that I have any idea what normal life is like, mind you. But anyway, enough of my freaking yapping. Let me bring on my boy, your boy, especially your boy. I mean, if you don't know that he's your boy, I don't know what I'm going to do for you. Matt, what's going on?
What up, dude? Thanks for having me on, man. This movie was a trip, dude. Didn't expect
Wild,
it.
Right?
I kind of started figuring it out as we went through. When I saw the credits, like roll of the title, credits, I was like, oh shit, you got Tobe Hooper, Patrick Stewart, and then I think it was Cannon that made it, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
One of the old. I was like, dude, we're in for something good because they usually put out really dope like 80s movies, So that one went under the radar. This movie went under the radar. There was a lot of really cool things about it. I can't wait to do a deep dive on it, or a Deep Space Nine dive.
Hell yeah. And also, it's like, I know that you're a Dracula stan.
Yeah.
And this is sort of like a retelling of the Dracula story. And the thing is like when I first saw it, I didn't get that at all.
Yeah.
And then I watched it like years and years later, and it was just like, I was like, wait, that's the Demeter, right? Wait,
yeah.
Steve Railsback is Mina Harker, and that whole thing. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it totally is, man.
All right. Then of course we got Pops. What's going on, Pops? How you doing, brother, man?
Oh man, what a day! It's all insane.
Crazy shit going on,
dude. I love what I do. I hate what I have to deal with as far as the internet goes to actually be allowed to do it.
Yeah, no shit. Getting harder and harder, isn't it?
Dude, I'm telling you, it's like
they're not making that shit easier, son.
I don't have 3 hours to argue with you about why you locked my freaking debit card, man. Just unlock it and leave me alone.
Yeah, serious, man. Everything's 3 hours. Everything like
I
was like mad about you.
I had a stream set to start at 2:30, right?
Yeah.
And I looked at my account like right before I went to go live, stupidest thing I could have done today, and I was locked out of it. And I was like, what the fuck? I get on the phone. I'm on hold. I'm talking. I talked to 7 different people over a 3-hour period before I finally got my debit card account unlocked again. And that whole time I was supposed to be streaming.
Oh, God. So you're just like watching the clock tick and you're like,
yeah, and I'm just like, come on, man. But I love that Patrick Stewart does. Look, he's a goofball in this one. I love it.
Yeah, he's like, I was like, oh, Patrick, Professor Charles Xavier.
Yes, it's Captain Xavier.
Yeah,
get it right, Jean-Luc Xavier.
Right.
Dr. Xavier.
Yeah, I mean, I had actually forgotten that he was in this when I first, not when I first saw it. When this came out, it was supposed to be like the Ben-Hur of science fiction movies, right?
What?
And that's what mainly they sold it as, was as a science fiction movie. The thing is, it's really a horror movie.
Yeah, horror sci-fi, like pretty much, right?
But this was around the time, and it's based on a novel. It's based on a novel by Colin Wilson.
It wasn't a comedy, Brian, really?
What?
It wasn't a comedy? I thought it was a comedy.
No, not at all. It has a real sense of humor. It has a sense of humor. It's playful.
Yeah.
Playful as fuck. I mean, it's Toby
Giggled
Hooper.
my ass off.
Yeah.
I saw Toby Hooper. I was like,
it's
oh,
bonkers.
okay.
This movie is fucking bonkers. It's insane. Yeah. And there's always shit happening. It's 2 hours long. It feels like it's 85 minutes long because it's just always moving.
Yeah.
And there's always interesting, cool shit happening. And then, of course, there is the lovely Matilda May, who we're going to.
This movie was like a Clockwork Vampire movie.
Well, it's funny because there's actually a couple of actors from Clockwork Orange in this.
But I mean, I wasn't really because of that, because of the pacing of the movie, like what you're talking about. But it was vampires, but it still had that total clockwork feel to it. Like, this thing is not going to stop.
Yeah, it moves. It moves. And there's always something consistently cool or interesting happening. You're never bored for a second. And it's just, I guess it really stands out, especially these days, because of how poorly paced modern movies are. Oh, hey, Sim, what's up, brother, man? Slayers. This came out in 1985. Of course, what started the big science fiction boom? It was Star Wars. And when Star Wars became a huge hit, suddenly there were all these science fiction movies getting greenlit. Now, it could take anywhere from, 3 to 5 years to make a movie. And so there's always like that backlog. And this was like one of those movies. It had been in what is often referred to as development hell. The screenplay is by Dan O'Bannon.
That's what I saw too. It's like, dope.
Right? Dan O'Bannon, who of course wrote the screenplay for Aliens, but is especially beloved by freaks like us because, of course, he wrote and directed Return of the Living Dead, which is like probably the best non-George Romero movie, zombie movie. Anyway, if it's not, it's number 2. It's like, I got to put it number 1. I put it right above the Living Dead at the Manchester morgue. That's how that shit goes.
It kind of crept up to number 1 for me, like slowly, like itching its way, and then like, that's my favorite zombie movie.
I had a lot of fun watching.
It's awesome. Anyway, the original director of that was supposed to be one Toby Hooper, and he like dropped out of the production.
Oh shit!
And I figured like, it must be like creative differences. No, he and Dan O'Bannon were homies, and he was like, you know what? It's just like, can you write the screenplay for Life Force, and I'll not direct Return of the Living Dead, because he knew that O'Bannon wanted to direct that badly.
Good call.
And so Hooper was just like, oops, I have to drop out of the production to hook his friend up.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Homie up sometimes.
You gotta hook a homie up sometimes.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah, for sure. But also, it's just like, if you feel bad hoodwinking the fucking studio, this is like fucking, Hollywood motherfuckers. They're all fucking pass anyway.
They're all hoodwinking each other anyway.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, totally.
Dude, some of the stories I've heard about people getting their intellectual property jacked. Fucking
Oh, yeah.
Sim knows a little bit about this.
Yeah.
So it was like fucking 1985, the big boom of, 1981, 82. Those were like the best years ever, basically, for science fiction, fantasy, horror movies. We got so many classics in those 2 years. We got Conan the Barbarian, we got Blade Runner, we got The Thing, and I mean, I could just go on and on and on. So this came out kind of towards the tail end of that of the boom. This was like a latecomer, kind of like Krull was also like a latecomer. Like it's the same way. It's like once the woke thing is dead, there's still going to be like 2 years of like woke shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's gonna stand out like a sore thumb, but hey, that's what you do. Oh, and I don't know if you guys heard this. This is a bit of a non sequitur, but the Disney files dropped, like internal files from Disney. For their animation department, do you know where they officially? First of all, they were like officially get rid of all the old white men, right? They said this in the memos: get rid of all the old white men.
Wow.
The old timers, the veterans, who could teach the people that are coming in behind them. Just
Shepherd
throw
them.
them out in the garbage.
Yeah,
and you know where they went to get their new talent? Tumblr.
Yeah, sounds about right. Something like the comics, right?
I've been saying, like, because that's what they've been doing in comics. But I mean, to have it that fucking now it's in writing. Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's fucking corpus delicti.
Yeah,
Bennett was a sci-fi goat.
Yeah,
back in the days. Yes, and also then wrote a couple of short stories for Metal Hurlant from heavy metal, like the soft landing. That's at the beginning. That was in the comic, and that's at the beginning of the movie. The astronaut in the fucking what kind of car is that again? Is it a fucking Mustang? I forget. Where he's like dropping into Earth, going through the orbit, and fucking landing. Yeah, the beginning of heavy metal. Dan O'Bannon wrote that.
He wrote a bunch of stuff with them, I think, and Mobius.
Yes, and also B-17. That entire sequence in heavy metal was supposed to be its own movie, a live action movie at one point called Gremlins. 63 Corvette. Yeah. Thanks, Shadow.
Nice.
Damn it. Because I was thinking, it's like Chevy. No. Yeah, it was a Corvette. But for a second, I was thinking, is that Corvette? No. Yeah, sure enough. But Golden and Globus have been known mostly for making ninja movies, right? Enter the Ninja, Revenge of the Ninja. God, what were the other ones? Ninja 3, The Domination. That's like where it's like it's ninjas, but there's also it's a ninja movie that's blended with The Exorcist. Basically, it's completely. If you've never seen it, it's fucking completely bonkers.
Crazy.
You ever watch the American Ninja series?
Michael Dudikoff?
Those two, Michael Dudikoff. Yeah, so that's what Golden Globus made. They made low budget action movies, and they could make them fast too. They produced all of Chuck Norris's early shit, like Invasion USA, Missing in Action. Missing in Action came out, was a surprise hit at the box office, and they had that fucking prequel out in like 6 months.
Damn.
Do you remember
I'm probably exaggerating, but it really they fucking made shit fast. Menachem Golan and Yoram Globus were two Israeli cats who came to the United States, wanted to be big time movie producers, were very much in love with the whole movie making process, all that shit. And so they were making nothing but low budget movies and making money hand over fist, hand over fist, hand over fist. Because all these movies were successful, and they made them fast too. I remember like saying with a friend of mine that because this was like when the New Kids on the Block were really big, and we were like, dude, Golden Globus would get that fucking shit out there in fucking 3 months, and it would make a fucking fortune.
Right.
But of course, nobody wanted to make the New Kids on the Block movie because they were afraid it was going to bomb like the day that the band died, right? Because that shit's so fucking temporary. I mean, that's what happened with Can't Stop the Music, the Village People movie, which like pretty much came out the exact day. This is the exact day that disco died.
Oh,
That's
man.
when that movie fucking came out.
Stop the music right there. We could
You
stop.
can't stop the music.
Oh, hate disco, man.
Oh, it's the worst. You know
God.
me, deaf to disco, right? From a very early age. Like I always love telling that story when fucking Kiss went disco, fucking cleaned all that fucking shit out of my fucking room. All that shit went in the fucking garbage. Fucking Love Gun posters off the wall.
It was all bad.
Fucking Kiss radio, fucking smash that shit, fucking threw that in the fucking garbage. But you know, you get older and you learn to appreciate some silly shit.
Yeah, no, I mean,
really seriously when you were a kid.
It's probably like 5 disco songs out of all the whole like movement and genre that are cool. I'll get a fast disco beat on a rock song sounds pretty good. Like dude stats.
Oh, for sure. But disco
really
is
cool,
fucking
but
shit.
Yeah,
because we know what it was watered down funk.
Yeah,
right? P-funk, funkadelic, that sort of shit.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's the fly shit right there.
Right.
But fucking disco was like a fucking watered down pop version of that.
This
It
scene
was
right here
pop,
reminds me of
exactly.
Event Horizon, dude. Oh, sorry, Pops. What were you saying?
It was pop music. It
was poppy for sure.
It
It was
pop.
bad pop music too.
It was the
though,
beginning
remember?
of what became pop music.
Oh.
It was so bad. Look, I went skating with the grandkids a couple weeks ago.
Well, that's right. Roller boogie in.
They played the same music that they played back when I was a kid going skating.
Oh man,
All that
That's
disco
crazy.
shit, man. It was hilarious.
Christopher
Right.
walking up
So,
there.
like you hear that shit now, dude. Now I hear I was made for loving you, baby. I fucking swing to that shit.
No, that's why it's one of the best disco songs ever made. That for
Yeah.
sure. And
It was
Heart
the
of
only
Glass,
good
that's
disco
a good
song
one.
ever
With
made.
But
Blondie.
when I was a kid, it was like,
I don't know.
betrayal. I'm sorry, Matt. You were gonna say something. I didn't mean to step on you, brother.
I think Heart of Glass with Blondie. I don't know if it's disco, but it kind of has like that.
A little bit, but Blondie
Christopher
was all
Walken
over
up
the
there, dude.
place.
Christopher Walken, right there on the right.
What
What am I?
Little Cadaverous. I just
What am
wanted
I
to
doing in
address
this
what-
movie right here?
What was that?
I'm getting the life force sucked out of me. Christopher Walken.
I just want to address what Shadowhawk said. Hanover Fist in the heavy metal movie. That, believe it or not, was Bernie Wrightson's segment. Because I remember going to see that and thinking like, oh, that's right. There's like Bernie Wrightson. There's fucking Mike Plug. There's fucking Mobius, of course. So many of these cats. They're gonna because I got like the magazine Starlog and they hyped that shit. And so I knew what the people that were going to be involved with that. But then I watched the Hanover Fist sequence. There was no way that would have occurred to me that was the fucking Bernie Wrightson. I would have thought the Bernie Wrightson would have been like the B-17. But
He
no,
did some weird stuff sometimes, like some, like that captain, the captain character.
Captain
he
Stern.
has. Yeah, Stern.
He
He
wanted
did
to turn that into a spin-off. They were going to do a spin-off series.
That was probably going to be his like Superman, like his kind of bubblegum popcorn character. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just was. It
Got
just
something
wasn't. It just
special to
wasn't
show
meant to
you,
be.
It just didn't hit. In my opinion.
Well, I mean, he also just, our boy Preston, much love to you if you're listening, brother. Got a chance to meet Bernie before,
Ooh, nice.
Before he died, and I actually got to hang out with him a little bit, and I think was in like a little workshop with him at a convention or something.
That's cool.
Or at least he was, dropping knowledge.
Yeah.
And he was very, very bitter over how
I got a
he-
little something to show you, B.
Okay.
I don't have something to show you.
All right. Better be
Check
Bernie
this out.
Wrightson related. Oh,
It's
that's
a journey into madness. That's
that Jim Rita?
John Galindo.
Oh,
Orlando. Is that cool?
word
or not?
up.
It's a journey into madness.
It's Journey into Madness. Of course, had to fucking download oh, that's right. I never got to finish my fucking stream of consciousness thing. So, Golden Globus. Making fucking mad crazy bank on those fucking ninja movies, making mad crazy bank on those Chuck Norris movies. they had the occasional folly. They made a musical called The Apple that really bombed so bad. I don't think it was even released. Or if it was just like for a day or two. It's like one of those movies that doesn't even finish playing like a week. And they decided in a move that would prove to be suicidal pretty much for them, that they were going to make a couple of really big budget movies, which at that time, a big budget was like $20 million.
Yeah.
Right. That's what you would pay if you wanted like a Star Wars level, like event kind of a science fiction movie. And in fact, many of the people that worked on Star Wars worked on this, including John Dykstra, who did all the special visual effects, the spaceships and all that stuff. Both of those movies bombed, tanked. That is to say, this and Masters of the Universe. And so that so these movies tanked the company. Thing is, Masters of the Universe is just a catastrophe in so many ways, so much wasted potential. This is actually a really fucking good movie. And when I saw it as a kid, when it first came out, because I had super permissive parents that would take me to fucking see anything I wanted, right? Like,
I love Masters of the Universe, and I got it on DVD. Sorry.
No. It has its fans. It has its fans, and it has
Franklin Taylor, dog. He just sells it. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, look, he does.
That's his best role.
The fucking fight scenes in that, dude. Come on, dog. If that had been set on Eternia, if that had been like,
there's so many things I could butcher that movie, bro. I mean, there's docs on YouTube about how fucking they fucked it up. But I'm just talking about the like his performance. Dolph was perfectly cast. I mean, there's a lot of little
world shit. It's very Jack Kirby.
Yeah, but it's just like it is a wasted opportunity. But it was still like I watched the shit out of it,
Oh yeah, I mean, I
as a kid, I was a little pup, I was fucking young at that age. This movie though, LIFEFORCE, man, like that scene where they're going into the, that reminded me of Event Horizon. I feel like he kind of got some inspiration from this movie a little bit for that, like this and Hellraiser, that's kind of what it is, that movie.
Yes, it is very much kind of like a movie mashup. I've never been really crazy about it. I liked it, but I've never thought it was as great as a lot of people seem to feel that it is now, because that is a movie that whose reputation has just grown and grown and grown and grown.
Which one? Event Horizon?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I always was on that.
People love that movie.
I loved it instantly. Like I was on. I
liked it. It was good, but I wasn't like holy shit. But then again, I haven't seen it also in about 20 years. Probably.
Like the only thing that gets me, there's this like one scene in there that's like CGI. It just kind of takes me out of the movie a little bit. Like some of the CGI in there is pretty bad, but there's just one where it's just like Sam Neill's death sequence. I'm like, fuck, that shit looks. But dude, I don't know. I mean, that was his best movie, I think. Paul W.S. Anderson, that one and Soldier. And then he did all the fucking Resident Evil movies for his wife.
Oh boy,
with
those are so
Rob Zombie and like syndrome. So I just they're fun. But I mean, that's his opus with and then Soldier right after, and then AVP third. Yeah, man, this movie I was just like, wow, and then. What you're talking about with the whole, Dracula similarity, man. I was just like totally picking up on that.
Right? I figured it when that shit was not going to go over Matt's head. It did go over a young me's head. And I remember going to see this in a theater, and it wasn't boring, but I still felt I didn't like it. And I felt kind of let down by it. I was just like, it was this big spectacle, but there really wasn't anything at the center of it. I must have been in a grouchy mood or something, It's kind of like, because then I mean, look, sometimes it's a case of you not being receptive. Sometimes it's that, or certain films just age really well. In my case, I think it was a combination, because this movie has aged fantastically. The practical effects and everything are awesome.
It reminded me of Return of the Living Dead a little bit too, like some of the autopsy stuff,
Yep.
Big time.
Same writer.
Yeah.
Yep. Same dude. I know that Colin Wilson who is mainly a nonfiction writer. He wrote what's generally considered like the book about the occult, which is called The Occult. Very good. Highly recommend that if to anybody that's interested in not so much like the nuts and bolts of the occult. Like it's not a witchcraft manual. It's just a book about the occult through history. And it presents some really interesting ideas about what he calls faculty X. But I'm getting elsewhere. I'm getting elsewhere there. Look, Matilda May. Oh my God, so fucking hot, so fucking hot.
There's something about her eyes though, man. They're very alien. I don't know, like if they were putting something in her. I mean, obviously she probably had black, maybe contacts sometimes, but just the shape of her eyes, they're very like hypnotic. She's perfectly casted in the role. She's very like hypnotizing. And
you
like,
think?
creepy. Like and it just she looks like a bat, like, but she's not a bat. I don't know, like if that makes sense.
Yes.
When they
I know what you mean. Like certain people look like wolves, certain people look like hawks.
Like I don't know, man. Like she just really hypnotizing, hypnotic, and I mean you see like the bat in the beginning. You know what I mean? A little foreshadowing. So I'm just thinking, are these space vampires? Because I heard Sim, like I remember Sim saying something and Brian talking about it. Like there's like a couple movies of space vampires. I'm like, nah, this is probably one of them, but I don't know. We'll see what's up. And just the ship, man. The ship was really cool. I wouldn't be surprised if Geiger was on here, like as a conceptual artist, because the ship had a lot of biomech like vibes going on. You know what I mean?
Yes, it's not. I mean, he didn't work on this, but there's no question that the designs are like heavily influenced.
And it's weird because like all those dudes are buddies, like the more I like know about it, like, Mobius and O'Bannon and, Geiger, they all hung out and they were homies. They all kicked it. They're all working on all these fucking movies.
Yes.
They're all rock stars at the time. Gerard,
oh my God.
Drouet.
Drouet.
Yeah. Like they're working on Dune and shit.
I'm sure I fucking mispronounced that, but
no,
I mean, people who are giants, legends and icons. At that time, of course, Dune, as a kid, I had great admiration for all those cats. But it's interesting that their work holds up as well as it does.
Yeah, I mean, so like influential on so many people afterwards. Just like the whole the last 40 years or more. Roughly, I'm rounding up, and more to come. There hasn't really been people like that team that have been so influential in cinema and comic books since that kind of like that team. They kind of were like a team, like the Dune team.
For sure.
By the way, you savages, it's Druid, like druid, like a fucking druid. Druid.
Druid.
Like a druid.
Druid.
Johnny Halliday.
How you guys doing?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Better now that you're here, brother.
They were all part of the spiritual team of Doom from Jodorowsky.
Pretty much, dude. And there's
then all the people that went from to put Star Wars, Aliens, all that crew was originally Jodorowsky's guys. For Doom.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep.
Isn't that crazy? But
what's the name of that? Hold on, I'm looking for that name. I have it on the tip of my tongue. Hold on.
Jodorowsky would be so much more famous if Alan Klein, the guy that produced El Topo, hadn't then just sat on the movie for like 30 years.
Oh, dude, he got fucked over a lot, and you know that he's the one that we have to thank for those late night movies too, those midnight movies. He's the father of that.
Like one of the first.
He was one of the first independent movie makers too.
Yep. I've always been a fan of Jodorowsky. That's going back to when I was a little kid, and the Inkle was being published. Serialized in heavy metal. And then I had heard about this movie El Topo, and then it was impossible to see for the longest time.
The Holy Mountain,
that also, because
the other name I was looking for is Chris Foss.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, the guy's a genius in concept art for spaceship. He worked on Star Wars and shit like that. He's a fucking yeah.
Dude, I am such like I just recently found my collection of like old Star Logs and Fangorias and Cinema Fantastiques.
Mhm.
Those are loaded with fucking concept art. I don't know what it is about movie concept art. Ever since I was a little kid, I love that shit.
Oh yeah, me too. Any
I
kind of
do.
concept art for anything, even games. movies,
I have the scans of the Jodorowsky Dune book. It's
Oh,
insane.
that's right. You were telling me. Fuck.
Yeah, Mobius storyboarded the entire thing like it's a fucking comic book, and then you
Oh
have
my
Chris
God.
Klaus with all the concept art and all the other people.
The H.R.
The
Giger
Geiger
stuff, right?
design. Yeah. Huh?
The
I
H.R.
think they
Giger
did a
stuff.
good job making this movie gothic too, like sneaking in little gothic, architectures and whatnot throughout like the cities, and at the end where it's in the cathedral and the ship. You know what I mean? I thought
Yes.
that was really cool. I also like too that there's a little bit of lore for the vampires. I think
Yes.
that like once you start to become higher up in the ranks, you get a little more powerful, and then you start to change. I think like the main ones are actually the bats. I'd have to
Well,
watch
that's
this
their
probably
true form.
few more times to get the lore down as far as
Yeah.
like the hierarchy. But it was I mean, we're talking about this with the Puritanian and whatnot, but like just different like subcategories and classes of vampires and whatnot, and I was just like, I couldn't not think about that. That's one of the things that was kind of cool about jumping into this movie at this time period in my life.
Do you want to?
Well, this is
do
space
you want to trade my
vampires.
screen for a sec?
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the other thing I wanted to bring up was this was around the same time that RoboCop came out. So you're dealing with a movie like this, space
Which one?
vampires. What is that? That's a B movie premise, right? But
Yeah.
this is a B movie. This is one of those movies that has a B movie B movie plot,
Yeah.
but then a movie production. Another movie like
I-
that.
Actually, I see it the other way
RoboCop.
around. To me personally, I see it. I love the movie, and I see it the other way around. I see like the premise, the concept art, everything that you see or you hear from it looks like a freaking like top A movie, but the delivery is a B movie.
Yeah, it absolutely. I mean,
I love it.
yeah,
like the
no, I know
premise,
exactly what you're
it could have
saying,
been
but
like so much better,
it's
so much
Yeah.
bigger.
A couple tweaks here and there.
Yeah,
and that big epic score by Henry Mancini.
like just the intro, just the fucking intro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So they get them to Earth, then they kill the first one, then the other one that's like, what's happening? And then you have like another type of like zombie that reminded you of how they got to the Return of the Living Dead, the mummy thing.
Yeah.
Yes, the half woman.
Yeah.
There's a real cool. There's a bonus features on the blue. I have the Blu-ray for this, right?
If you want.
By the way, the Blu-ray for this
Mhm.
is fucking astounding.
Awesome.
It's not often that I'm like, hey, you have to like get the Blu-ray of something, because sometimes they're not really good transfers. They're kind of like, or they're good, but it's not like, oh, you have to see this because it's like eye-popping. This is
my
one of
comment
them.
where that movie reminded me so much of Vampirella. Because if you know the original story of Vampirella, she's a vampire from space.
Yeah,
Space.
that's right.
But
Yeah,
the thing is, they
Dracula.
made them suck your life force instead of
The blood, right?
right?
It's and the planet.
The girl that they
the
picked,
Dracula.
she's so fucking hot. Like, it's
I
not even
know.
fucking funny.
Oh yeah, we were gonna.
She would have been perfect for a Vampirella.
Dude,
That looks like her. Yeah.
we're gonna. We're definitely gonna have a word or two to say about Matilda May. I just wanted to show you this. Like, this is from like the making of that's on the
The
Blu-ray,
puppets, huh?
and you see like this is like one group of people that are working the animatronic that's on the table here, and that's another group of people. So there's literally like 6 people that are like operating this thing. It's like one person's operating the arms,
Yeah.
one's operating the jaw, one's operating the eyes.
Yeah, like all the artistry in here, man. They don't make movies like this anymore. I really enjoyed this.
Right?
Yeah,
that's-
I think it. I mean, yeah. Like if they were to remake it and kind of kept everything practical and kind of did a couple more tweaks, I think that would be even super dope, because it's got this really. The movie is pretty epic, but it could be even bigger. You know what I mean? And even more epic. If it was remade or done a little bit.
Hey, Brian, can you share my screen for a sec?
No, fuck you. No, of course. Yes.
Just so you guys can have a glimpse of it, I have the entire freaking thing. And when I mean, he totally storyboarded the entire freaking thing like it was a comic. Here's the Geiger chair. He actually made it.
I
That's
know.
an actual thing.
I know. I think those are the ones that they have in the Giger bars. There's like
everybody knows that ship for some reason. They never saw it in a movie, but everybody knows that ship.
Yeah, yeah.
That's Chris Faust.
That's
Chris Faust designs. So that's why I wanted to bring it up.
Yeah,
that's a lot of the inspiration that you have in this movie. More than Geiger. Because Chris Faust.
Are you gonna make me get my fucking? Are you gonna make me get my fucking Cinema Fantastiques and my Starlocks and all that shit?
Mobius concept art and stuff. Like, dude, the book it's huge, but the actual ship design, that's very much. This is what Geiger did.
That's Geiger right there, huh? Yeah.
Yes.
But the Faust designs, that's what you're seeing in that ship in there. Because he's also the one that did the alien design, a lot of the Star Wars stuff.
Yep. Oh,
dude, that
God.
book is freaking huge. Like, I'll give you guys a copy if you want it.
Fuck yeah.
Sure. You guys gonna go see the new Dune movie? You guys gonna go see that?
Of course I do. I really like the first one.
I've been like saving it.
I didn't watch all of it. I watched part of it. I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. You know?
Okay, hold on a sec.
Like, there's some of the He-Man concept art right there.
Oh yeah, from the movie right there. That's the movie He-Man.
Yep.
He doesn't even turn it. He doesn't even turn into Prince Adam or whatever. I thought that was a good edit.
Yeah, because the Prince Adam thing is what ruins He-Man for me.
Yeah.
The original idea was that he was just like a barbarian.
Yeah.
It was like like living up in the mountains, right?
It's just Conan and Thor put together, or you know what I mean? Yes. Or Conan and Conan, Thor, and John Carter. You know, like that's what it's supposed to be.
He's the barbarian that's going to save your ass when everything goes sideways, basically. Let's take a quick look at the trailer for this. Yeah, there it says TriStar Pictures. I think they're the ones that kind of inherited this movie, so to speak, when Golden Globus went tits up.
They watched.
And let's just be honest, Patrick Stewart is a vampire.
Time has come.
Yeah.
What was that?
So let's just be honest here. Patrick Stewart is a fucking vampire. He still looks the same in Excalibur and there all the way till now.
Oh, he looks good, man. He looks good. Got some pics of Matilda May too.
But he's always been bald. Like, did he ever have hair?
Moving.
No. Yeah, but you know what that does? It's like what's his face? Fucking Lee Van Cleef was like that too. Lee Van Cleef looked like he was in his 50s when he was in his 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then it's just like it got like to when he was like in his 70s, and everybody's like, people like, dude, never ages.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same thing with guys who go prematurely gray. Same thing with Patrick Stewart.
Searching, destroying, from body to body, from life to life.
Last I heard, he was like banging a woman like that's like in her 20s, and like women are getting all mad. I'm just like, fuck you.
Yeah, but dude, they don't give a fuck when fucking Madonna fucks a fucking 50-year-old.
Yes.
Suck my dick.
Talk about fucking double standards. It's just like
lick my balls, lick my butt.
Yeah, but also it's none of your fucking business.
Yeah, but they don't care. They don't care. Like Streisand, all those fucking like old ladies. They all sleeping with.
They're cougars.
Yeah. Fuck off.
Yeah, that's okay. They're cougars, but he's a dirty old man.
Yeah, it's like you remember the Twilight moms? That's okay.
Oh yes. Oh God, the Twilight moms were the worst. I knew one, man. Oh Jesus Christ.
It's one of the things that I keep bringing up. It's like, oh, guys are so bad. Like, did you ever been to a fucking strip club? Yeah. Did you ever been to a male strip club?
Well,
there's a hell of a difference. They're savages.
Dude, fucking like
they rip the clothes off the guy. Like they actually rip the guys.
Dude, when you go to a strip club as a guy, you're going to be like a modern day Viking, right? You're going with your friends and you're gonna fucking hoist a few and be like, bring on the dancing girls.
Dude,
women?
When you're a guy like me and you're 80 and you're 18, right? You're 18,
yeah.
You start dancing, you go out, and then all your fucking like aunts and all those old women are trying to grab your bags and shit like that. You're like, whoa.
Hey, look, I hope somebody wants to fuck me when I'm in my fucking 80s and 90s. Right?
I said 18s. I said 80s in the beginning.
Okay.
That's Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
He is married to a 20-something.
Yeah, good for him. Hey, man, second best fucking captain of the Enterprise. He deserves, like, to go out with, like, a nice pair of fucking buttocks.
Actually, I think my personal thought on it is, like, you shouldn't date too young because it's, like, it has nothing. It has more to do about where you are in life and what they.
Yeah. No, I'm not. Yeah. Look, dude. I'm not saying it's for me.
But they know what they're doing. She knows why she's there. He knows why she's there.
They're adults, yeah. I mean, dude, look, because I've had much younger women fucking macking on me, and it's if they're in their fucking 20s, it's weird. It's weird.
One of my friends was weird.
I want to pinch their cheeks, you know. Go, oh, you're so cute.
Yeah, there's a girl that came up to me. Like, what? You're like, what, 21? She goes, yeah, you're way too young for me. She goes,
yeah.
My friend's like, what the fuck?
I know. Some guys are just, no, they don't get it. They don't get it. It's just like, no, I'd feel like
it depends what you're in the mood for. If I'm just there for, like, you know, I'm in the zone where I'm like, okay, yeah, I just want to have sex. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, look, if she's
but if you want to have a relationship, like, dude, I'm not going to start dating an 18-year-old where I have to go to clubs and this and that. I'm like, dude, I'm past that time.
Right. You know, I do not judge. At least I certainly try not to. Yeah, one of the things that's great about this too is that it starts out small and then it just ends up like being like apocalyptic.
Yeah, apocalypse level.
People are old enough and mature and shit.
Right. There's Tracy Lords, like 17, and then there's like regular 17. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not advocating. You know what I'm saying. But, you know, it's not like, she was like some doe-eyed innocent girl. Like Nina Hartley said, like, we had no idea.
Okay, it's like I brought it up the other day. It's like we all knew guys and girls that wanted to fuck the teacher.
Yes.
Guys, we've all seen it happen.
It's natural. Yeah. It's totally natural for.
Now, do I agree with anything of this shit? No, you shouldn't fuck a fucking 16-year-old, 17-year-old. But. You know.
Right. I mean, that's the thing too. It's like, it's normal for students to fall in love with their teachers, but that's also why the teachers have to, be like,
yep.
Solid about that shit. They have to be prepared for it.
I'm flattered. Thank you. It's flattering.
Yeah. Like, once again, oh, you're so cute. I don't want to pinch your cheeks. That's my attitude. So, for everybody who hasn't seen this is basically the story of Dracula told in a science fiction way. That is to say, it's about these astronauts who are on the Churchill is the name of the ship. It's like it's a British ship, but there's like some American astronauts on board, and they're on rendezvous with Halley's Comet. And they discover that once they get up close to Halley's Comet, that there is a object that is in its tail. And so it's always been concealed, but from how close they are now, they can detect that there's something that looks like a spacecraft that's basically been hiding in the tail of Halley's Comet. So they get up real close. They go in, and of course, they go down these tunnels, which look very much like fallopian tubes.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
Because that's the thing I love about this movie. Like you were talking about the B movie element, and how it embraces that. There's nothing subtle.
No.
About this movie. It's very much smack you in the face. But I mean that's a kind of cinema that that Tobe Hooper was so great at creating. Mm-hmm. Of course, once inside, they discover the chamber of the space vampires, and they find these giant bat-like corpses floating around.
I like how they grab that one and it just snaps. You know what I mean? Like they just snap in half. They just dried out. You know, that cold, deep space. You know,
totally desiccated. But also, then we see that the same thing happens to the victims of the space vampires when they can't suck energy out of other people. Right? Remember, like there's that one they become real crispy. There's the one that throws it. One of the best scenes in the movie, the one that throws itself at the bars and explodes.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It was a cool take, man. Something different, you know. I gotta say, Tobe Hooper, man, he makes good movies, dude. You know,
he made so many great ones.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he went Dario Argento hard.
I'm trying to think the last movie he made was, I can't remember.
Mausoleum, I think.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
It's mid. Before that, he did. I think maybe his last one was Crocodile 2.
Oh fuck!
Crocodile, which was trash.
Crocodile 2.
Crocodile 2, which was trash. He did a reimagining of the Toolbox Murders, which was trash. This movie ruined his career.
Yeah, I could see that happening. It's a dope concept and it's a cool movie. I think back then if people were kind of up on it a little more maybe, but I don't know. I mean, they were fucking weird back then. You know, they slept on Blade Runner and the Thing.
And the
Thing. So I don't
Blade
fucking know.
Runner and the fucking Thing.
Yeah, I don't know what motherfuckers were thinking back then.
I know. So. Well, you know what it was? It was still kind of in the wake of E.T. That's what a lot of people were saying about why the Thing wasn't a success. People didn't want evil, aggressive aliens.
Yeah, they
wanted friendly aliens. Oh, and there's Matilda May, my waifu, my future ex-wife. These are very much Hammer style vampires. That is to say, the vampire in folklore is a nasty motherfucker. They're walking corpses. They stink. They smell bad. They have an especially vampires notorious for having real chronic halitosis.
Yeah.
Right? Their breath smells bad. It wasn't until really the Hammer movies that you got the real seductive vampires, the really kind of sexy vampires, right? Where you'd have kind of a school marmish woman that would get turned into a vampire, and once she was turned into a vampire, suddenly her hair was down and she was hot, right? And she's not alone. There's a couple of, I think there's two males that they find with her, and it's like they've sucked the energy. They're like the last remaining beings that they find on the ship, because all these other capsules, which contained other space vampires, they've just been leeching off them for centuries.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Yes, until there's just 3 left, and
the 2 main ones, the king, probably her two.
Oh, she's the queen, clearly.
Yeah, she's I thought she was gonna be like Camilla, that was gonna be her. You know what I mean? I thought that was gonna be the gag at the end. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it turns out, but that's the thing that's really funny and clever about this is she's Dracula.
Yeah, totally.
And then Steve Railsback is Mina fucking Harker.
Yeah, and that spaceship, was the Demeter pretty much, right? Like you were saying?
Yes. That was when I watched this again for the first time, which was, I'm thinking, when did the Blu-ray came out? The Blu-ray came out, I think, maybe about 5 years ago. And it was a fucking revelation. It was this movie's way better than I remembered it being. Because at first I didn't, like I said, the first time I saw it, I thought it was mid. And so I think part of it is I wasn't receptive, and the other part of it is that this is just aged so well because you don't see movies that are made by hand.
Right.
This anymore. This is from a bygone era when they had to make all of this shit. It's one of the biggest cult movies right now is Labyrinth. Right? The Jim Henson movie. I've never liked that movie. I think it's basically crap until the climax, which is fucking amazing.
I think, you know, it's just like Alice in Wonderland, Wizard of Oz type thing, but like a Jim Henson, David Bowie spin on it, you know?
Right.
That's how
But
I
it's
get
there's the giant doors, and then there's a giant like iron golem that comes out of the doors.
That's dope.
And then there's like goblins firing cannons, and then you see that what they're firing aren't cannonballs, they're firing goblins with like helmets with spikes on them.
Yeah, it's pretty metal.
And one of them gets stuck in the wall, and you just look. I mean, it's incredible. You watch like the last half hour of that movie, and you're just like,
dope, dude.
They had to build all of this shit by hand.
Yeah, I liked it a lot when I was growing up. I remember watching it a lot. I just really thought it was cool. I guess it was probably my generation's like Wizard of Oz, sort of, in a way, you know? I mean, like low key, you know? I mean, for kids that kind of grew up in the 80s, like in the 90s, I guess.
It gets a lot of love. There's a lot of affection for that movie.
Yeah, definitely, dude. That movie's dope.
Well, I would say a must see, if only for that climax, which is just fucking nuts. So she fucking blows this orgasm stand, and then Colin Firth shows up as Colonel Kane. Colin Firth, he's especially great in this. He plays a guy that's a member of the SAS, the Special Air Service. Special Air Service are basically like some bad motherfuckers. They're like elite troopers. Green Berets would be the closest thing to compare them to. They're like proper fucking military, proper fucking soldiers. You know, they're the guys that you bring in for the heavy shit. You know, like hostage situations or terrorist situations. And
what was it? Zombie or Cannibal Holocaust?
Cannibal Holocaust? What?
You bring them in to like stop that from like invading their country because it's a video nasty. Remember?
Oh god, no! Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh my god, fucking Lucifer Storm would be able to fucking tell some fucking stories about that shit, man. There's whole documentaries. There's actually a couple of, I think, 2 documentaries on Tubi alone about that fucking.
Really?
Yes, about that.
Oh, I gotta watch that.
It's interesting shit. It's interesting shit. Like I said, I'm jealous, man, because those motherfuckers are breaking the law watching this shit. I don't know if this movie in particular was banned at any point, because I think this actually pretty much came out after the video nasties period, and this was actually shot in England.
That's true.
You know, with a largely a British crew. But yeah, let's check out this other scene. It's just like Matilda May isn't the only vampire that's decided to split from the place in which they're being held. Let's see if this is the right clip. You can get ganked.
This is an autopsy on the body of a young man, dead approximately.
Oh, this is still pretty cool. Check this out.
Did you say it was about 20?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, so he's doing the autopsy on Matilda May's victim. And he comes back to life, if you want to call that life. And it's these kind of effects. It's funny because like a lot of people have given this movie a lot of love. And I'm talking about people who are not necessarily horror fans like us, right? Like I remember a Comic Book Girl did like a video about this and was just like, visually it's amazing. You got to put this shit on and at least watch the visuals. And it's a lot of people are just like, because I remember she and other people were like, oh, this movie's cheesy. And I'm just like, well, what the fuck is wrong with cheese?
Yeah, exactly. Well, what's not cheesy? You know, and like what, you know.
Right. And what about the CGI that's in like, you know, the first 10 years of fucking CGI movies that are coming out? Like,
right.
That shit hasn't fucking exactly aged well. This shit has.
Yeah.
Because even if it's just like, oh, well, that doesn't look realistic. Yeah, but it's charming.
Dude, there's a guy on like Twitter where like He was like 107 years old in Thailand. You know, I don't know if you've seen it in the bed. It's like
107 years old?
Yeah, he's like a monk in like somewhere in Asia, and like I thought it was fake. I just seen it like it's on Twitter somewhere. I'll see if I can find it. But he's like in bed, and he's like, and I thought it wasn't real. Like he was skinnier than this corpse right here. And then you see his eyes open. I'm like, oh my god, like, you know, like he was like so old, you know, and beyond anorexic, bro. Like skinnier than like you could literally, he was just bones, completely bones.
Oh Jesus! Oh, it's terrible.
It was in like just all like in his face, like it was crazy. Like
quality,
like
not quantity,
skeletal.
man. I mean, I'd be like, somebody fucking hit me with a fucking rock.
And there's like a little girl like saying like hi, like he was in a hospital or something, and I was just like, whoa, that's crazy. I don't know if he's the oldest guy in the world right now, but far out.
Hey man, people aren't aging like they used to.
Yeah, like in the Bible. He looked like Brindlefly right there.
Yeah, a little bit.
The nose.
Yeah, so
all the bubbles.
You've got this desiccated corpse that's just sucking the soul out of this living man, turning him into a desiccated corpse. There's a pretty interesting theory I heard about this movie, and I don't forget where I read it. It was maybe on the Internet Movie Database, and I think the person that wrote this might be right. They saw this movie as a metaphor for love and heartbreak, where it's just like you're seduced by this beautiful creature and they fucking suck the soul out of you and they leave you in a death-like state. But then you get up and then you do the same thing to somebody else.
Yeah.
And that repeats the process. And I'm definitely not saying that they're wrong.
Right.
Yeah, first it's just like he's psyched to be back among the living. He looks down and fucking sees that dude's corpse. It's like, oh fuck. Yeah, he is one of the undead now. What did you think about the God, what was it I wanted to ask you about? Oh yeah, well, of course, we get to the flashback, and this is when you discover that the space shuttle was like the Churchill was actually the Demeter.
Yeah, totally.
Right? Where it's just like everybody's just had people are just fucking showing up like that, like desiccated corpses, just like one after another. And it's because the vampires, I think, are just kind of, it's not that they're getting out of their cubes, they're like sucking the life out of the crew to sustain themselves the same way they were doing to the other vampires on board the mothership.
Yeah.
I mean, is that how you interpreted this? Because I mean, that's kind of how. Hey, what up, Pops? Good to have you back, man.
Yeah, that's how I interpreted it. You know, definitely.
Frank Finley, he's really great in that. It's always great to see him. Oh yeah, and then there's this great scene where Steve Railsback finds that's right, because it turns out that Matilda May's space vampiress has the ability to kind of take over other people's bodies, and so she's kind of moving around and disguising herself. So Kane is using Railsback's character, the astronaut, the same way that Van Helsing was using Mina Harker to track Dracula in Dracula. And they arrive at this woman's apartment. I just love this scene because he's just like, I see you in there. I know you're in there. But then he can also tell that this woman's a masochist. Despite appearances, this woman is a masochist, an extreme masochist.
Yeah, no, she's gonna like it.
She wants me to force the name out of her. She wants me to hurt her. And he's just like, and he's right, and he's telling this to Kane, to Peter First's character. He's like, "Do you want to stay?" He's, do you want to stay? Otherwise, wait outside. He's like, "Not at all. I'm a natural voyeur." And he just sits down to watch him brutalize this chick. I thought that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I like how like the previous actor, I forgot the who he was in the movie, but the older gentleman with the gray hair. He starts
French
dropping all the.
yeah.
He starts like doing all the exposition and dropping all the lore, and he finds the sword and everything, I was like, oh,
Yes.
pretty dope.
Yes, which is made out of iron, and then it turns out the place to pierce the vampires isn't in the heart.
Under the heart, yeah.
It's like right below. It's like right in the center, which is interesting.
Solar plexus.
Solar plexus. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Which is interesting because that's in the lore. That is to say, it's driving the wooden stake through the heart. That's not what they would do. They would just pin the corpse. It wasn't about piercing the heart. It was about just literally nailing the corpse in the ground. So it would just kind of flail around. It wouldn't be able to
have fun.
Grave and fucking bite your ass.
Have fun trying to stab somebody in the heart for the hell of it. Just,
Yeah, right.
Right.
There's something in the way.
Yes, that too. Yep. Of course, you want to get right between those rooms. Yes, and there's
more chance of stabbing somebody in the heart by stabbing them under the armpit.
Yep. Up that way. Yep.
Yeah. From the armpit, then actual. Yeah.
Armpit's is a good spot. What drives me fucking crazy is in The Walking Dead when they got to a certain point where they're just running around and they're just stabbing zombies in the fucking forehead and the skull with knives.
Another good way to stab somebody in the fucking heart better than anything else.
Yeah.
Right here on the side of your head, of your neck there, where the clavicle is.
Yeah.
If you remember that they did that in the Brad Pitt movie there.
Oh yeah.
He jumps and he nails that guy on the side right there.
Yes.
Dude, that's directly in your fucking either lungs or your heart. Boom, you're done.
Yep.
I called this the bleeding of Jean-Luc.
It's really,
crazy.
really freaky. This is a great scene.
Cool scene.
Let me see if I have the video for this too. I think I may, because you kind of need like the sound effects. Oh, everybody, you know what I fucking totally forgot? I totally forgot we were supposed to mention my boy Adam Lawson's campaign. I totally forgot to do that. Yeah, let's take a quick look at that because I feel like a shitheel now. There is, I think, about 8 days left on this campaign. And wait,
I know I'm covering it on Doodle and Chill Saturday.
Oh hell yeah! Let's see. There we are. And Adam sent me a preview copy to read because he wanted feedback because I don't know, it's really weird. People are interested. People way more talented than me are interested in my feedback, so I always find that pretty cool. I read this, I loved it, but I especially just thought like, oh, it's like if I really love this, then Matt's gonna get a complete and fucking total boner. Right? And you did, didn't you?
Yeah, I read it up until like the last third of the book, and I was like, this is so good. I don't want to spoil the end. I'm just gonna, back the book and finish it up there. And it's just the first book. Krager's already
it's 28 pages, right?
Yeah, and they're gonna do like 5 or 6 of them, and Krager's already like almost done with the second one. So, yeah, man. What I like about this too, it's just like I love biker comics, and I love this whole like Judeo-Christian take on it, and the Leviathan, and well, you'll see if you read the book, man.
It's just badass. It's super metal.
Mm-hmm.
Also happy to announce that I'm editing the remaining issues. And, yeah. Dude,
Nice.
it's weird. Like people are paying me to fucking edit and like write comics for them. It's insane. So yeah, he's got a foil edition, right? I think this is the one you want right here. Foil edition with the fucking bitchin' t-shirt. That's $45. The foil edition by itself is $20.
Only the foil edition.
I'm sorry, Sim?
So there's only a foiled edition when you said that's the one.
Oh, there is only a foil edition. Oh, my bad. Well, look, if you didn't want the foil edition, if you just would, if there's a foil edition offered and you decided not to take that and just to go for the regular cover, that would just make you a pussy. And you know that real men would back the foil edition no matter what. Oh yeah, there's also original art that's up there. 3 out of 5 of those are claimed, and the art in this is freaking fantastic.
And there's a cover by Axe Wielder John, artist Nick Batara. He did the green one. I don't know if that's foil or not, and he did an orange one.
I think they're supposed to. The red one is sold out, and the green one.
Now you see this, people. 25 out of 25 claimed. If you snooze, you will fucking lose. Be a winner, not a wiener. And back this shit today. So many of these tiers. They were look the T-shirt original art gone. More original art from the actual pages from the book gone. More original art gone. Double page spread. That's in the center of the book gone. But you can still grab some original art and the Nick Batara cover. You can get it in green. There's 17 of those are gone. So there's like what? That means there's 53. There's 13 left. So get on this shit, people. It's definitely worth your time. Let's take a look at the trailer.
Jawbone Death is in. You check out here is that beautiful wrap cover.
Is that Adam's voice? Geez, my voice is sounding fucking hoarse. Busting on him for sounding hoarse. It does not sound like him.
Copies. See that nice oil sheen that really, really makes me happy when I pick that up in a book. Also on the inside, you can see how great the wax came out. Jason's lines are really preserved well. You can see the book is.
Are you guys getting sound on this, by the way?
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Totally done. Now, this cover is virgin, but the actual ones you'll be getting will have the logo on it. Love that double page. Yeah. Feels very good. I always get a couple of these done to triple check to make sure everything is worked out well and that the book is.
And it is in black and white.
Jawbone Death. There it is.
Sweetness. You know you want that shit, people. You know you want that shit. So get down on it. Get down on it. And we'll definitely. Oh wait, hold on a second. Let me drop that link in the chat. So everybody, this is 7 days left. So go check this out. It is well worth your time, and you will feel like a douchebag if this comes out and you haven't reserved your copy. You're just gonna hate yourself. Your self-esteem is gonna go right in the fucking gut. Douchebag. Oh my god.
You have to be careful because right now you're pushing against the contrarians. The public is gonna go, oh yeah, fuck you then.
I mean, it's a little fucking reverse psychology, you know. But then again, reverse psychology can sometimes fucking reverse itself.
Especially if
that's not just this, because I could tell you can go fuck yourself because I can't back it, dude.
Yeah. No,
I can't. It's not available in Canada.
Different. That's different. It's kind of like
it's only available in the U.S.
If
that doesn't mean you can't get somebody like me.
So it's not directed towards you. That's the same way if I'm like telling people like people stop having Hollywood remake entire movies just to have them in English. Learn to read fucking subtitles, right? That doesn't apply to Preston because Preston has dyslexia, right? So he has an escape clause. You have an escape clause. So we're not gonna judge.
It's only available for you guys. But it's also the same thing. Like don't get me wrong. I also understand it. Like $20 plus $25.
I know, dude.
That would be like fuck for 28 pages.
I know,
but
I
look,
know, dude. It's terrible.
I've had friends of mine in Canada say, I can't get that book because they're not sending it here. And I said, well, I'll go ahead and get it and send it to you. And they're like, will you really? And I'm like, yeah, and I do. And then they're cool and they're happy and they still get the fucking book if they want it.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, you could always Ask your friends.
Yeah, you gotta have a friend. Everybody's got a friend that'll hook them up if they just ask. If they want it, if you want a book, you'll figure out a way to fucking get it. You know.
Yeah, dude. Sim, if you
Yeah, I
ever
wanted that last Blood by Rob Liefeld. I didn't get it, motherfucker.
Dude, you got peeps here in the United States. Now you really have no excuse because you got peeps here.
You do.
It's the fact that it was on Whatnot and he was selling it on Whatnot.
Okay.
That's the only place you could get it. That's why I missed out on it.
Right.
It's the return of one of my favorite characters of his. Prophet.
With who?
Prophet.
Oh, Prophet. Yes. And this is another great scene too, because you're wondering about those male vampires, and then you're thinking like, oh well, there's a hot chick for the fellas, and then there's these like male modelish looking guys for the ladies.
I think it's weird. There's one
and
chick,
some of
two
the
guys.
fellas.
Just saying.
What was that?
Don't you think it's awkward? One chick, two guys. Just saying.
Yeah, well, yeah. But they're clearly subordinate to her. Oh, yeah, there's a little bit of a cheap jump scare here.
Look, it's Clark.
Yeah, for like 5 seconds. Remember that heavy metal thing and Dan? He's like,
it's super.
Oh, I have a better idea. Yeah.
Well, now
She can do whatever she wants. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, nowadays, would these guys even be considered good looking? Because they look kind of scrawny. Wouldn't they need to be all fucking ripped and shit? All yoked?
He looks kind of soy.
Well, like I said, they're very male modelly, but that's also what's interesting about them is how they're very sort of blank. Like they're good looking, but they're like generically good looking.
Man, they
look like twins.
They look like pretty boys.
Pretty boys, exactly. These dudes are fucking proper soldiers, like I was saying.
Twilight.
Those are the dudes on the prison yard. Those are the dudes on the prison yard that get catcalled.
Yeah, they're like minty fresh. They're like super minty fresh.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Right? They look like they're from a fucking
boys,
a
man.
mouthwash.
Minty crisp. Yeah.
Right? They look like they're from like a mouthwash or like a toothpaste ad.
It's a pretty boy. I'm just saying. It's just a pretty boy. Body wash.
Lick the shot! Busting shots hoping to hit something.
How come nobody ever shoots people in the head?
Well, these dudes know what they're doing. They're going for the fucking central body mass right there.
And if that ain't working, you better unload that clip in its head.
Right.
Yeah, you would think, but then they actually go one better.
You know what those things remind me of?
Yeah.
You know that it's like in Austin Powers when you have that guy screaming, no, and you have the rolling compressor coming. Or the Zamboni in fucking Deadpool.
So these dudes, of course, are understandably shitting themselves. What I love is what they do here, because they do it simultaneously. It's not like they check with each other. Fuck this. It's like if bullets aren't going to stop them,
yeah,
don't go for the head. Just blow them the fuck up.
Well, right, something. Yeah, I'm figuring that I put 3 or 4 in the chest and that ain't working. I'm looking for a different.
Yeah, no, that's what they did though. They just went straight.
No, they put like
if that doesn't work, you shoot the fucking legs off. So
they emptied their clips in the chest.
Right, make them crawl towards you. Like have fun picking up chicks, pretty boy, without like the lower half of your body.
What happened?
They blew up good, real good. But then they show up later, so somehow they fucking bugged out of there.
Right.
we pretty much get a good idea of their powers and the limitations of their powers and all that stuff. But they, I would say that, God, like what's my? Oh, I know what my favorite moment is. We gotta fucking show that shit. We gotta show that. When you get to see what their true form is.
Oh yeah, I was thinking the same thing. The bat, right? He's like,
you haven't seen the best part of the entire movie yet. You haven't shown it.
Which is
the actress naked.
Yes, no. I mean, we know. Duh.
It's free. Go watch it.
Damn, Sim. That's cheating. That's a given. That's just fucking.
That's what the link is in the
obvious.
description for.
Oh, Matilda May. Oh my.
That's why we need to start doing a Rumble version of this show.
Seriously, dude. Seriously, dog.
No.
I try to be really careful with
doing the show he's doing now. In the StreamYard, we have the clean copy of it. No matter what YouTube does to it, we have a clean copy of it to put on Roku.
See? But here, look, people, do not fucking watch an unedited version of this fucking movie. It completely fucking defeats the purpose. Americans are all fucked up. They can't fucking stand seeing a fucking super fucking hot 18-year-old fucking French supermodel walking around.
Damn, she was French?
Yes.
Boobs.
Yes. She was
nice
a dancer.
Boobs, but it's just boobs. It's not like that.
It's just boobs and behind.
Not just boobs. She has an amazing fucking act.
Yeah, no, she had no intention of ever being an actress, and she still
quite
works.
honest,
She works in French television. She's been like a French television actress, like ever since.
You can have ugly bitches with fucking nice body. Like nice body can be found anywhere, but that goddamn face of hers.
Oh my god. Well, that's the thing. She's just fucking smoking hot. She's perfect, and this is what she looks like today.
Still smoking hot.
Still smoking hot. Still fucking cute, man. Yeah, there's a little this is like from the making of featurette. She described Tobe Hooper as shy. That he was like very sweet, gentle natured, that he was very, helpful towards her. It's like he understood, like, look, this is the part. You're gonna be walking around bare-assed throughout this entire movie. She, being European, didn't have so much a problem with being bare-assed in the movie as actually having to physically be walking around bare-assed on a fucking huge, gigantic fucking soundstage. I believe the soundstage that they used for this movie was the 007 soundstage, which was the biggest soundstage in the world.
Is that Pinewood?
She was even born in Paris. God damn it.
It's huge. And then, she looks even better going than she does coming, doesn't she? Yeah, she got the bow-tie and the breastises and the fucking gorgeous face. Yeah, she's just fucking amazing.
I remember when I was younger and I saw that movie. It was like not too long after I watched the Return of the Living Dead. And as much as you're watching Night of the Living Dead and you see that girl, you're like, she's not that hot. Then she strips down and you're like, God damn. Right? You're like,
yeah.
Then you're like, oh, dude, they outdid themselves. Then you watch this movie, you're like, fuck the other one.
Yes, you're talking Linnea Quigley, man. You're talking Linnea Quigley.
Yeah, but dude, that's the thing, though. The way that she looked, she didn't look that impressive. Like,
I know.
At her like, okay, she's the fucking weirdo talking about dying and how she's getting turned on by it. But then when that song, you hear the song coming out, you're like, oh.
Yeah, 45 Grave. Yep.
That song turns on, you're like, oh. And then she starts stripping, you're like, really? And then you see her, you're like, holy crap.
I know. Linnea. Yeah, and she
went from ugly duckling to wow, man.
Yes. And what's great about that? Well, I shouldn't say it's great about it. I've got a Cinefantastique that is one of those issues that's basically a book inside of the making of that movie, and I also have one for this too. And so you get all the concept art and everything, and it's like super in depth. And
nice.
She was walking around butt naked, wet, cold, and miserable. for Return of the Living Dead. Matilda
Because you have to
here,
wear
I
a
think,
fucking.
at least got like got a had like a decent temperature. wasn't wet and fucking freezing her nipples off.
I thought the bats in here, man, like I think they really nailed it, like like space bat, you know what I mean? And they gave it like that cleft, like I don't know, like the low, I think upper mandible.
Well, the face, I mean the face is
fucking
great.
horrid.
The fucking wings,
Scary. And the abdomen, everything just looks very, alien. I thought that was pretty cool how they nailed it. That's what I mean. Like if they were to do this again, put maybe I don't know.
I don't want them to
scene
do
in there
that
something.
again.
You know
I think
what?
it's a cool concept.
Did you guys see that shit? Like they did a remake of Twister and it looks exactly the fucking same.
I heard about it. I was just like, that sounds stupid.
Except they
like,
put a younger
Twisters.
kid in there for some fucking reason.
I think it's a sequel because it's called Twisters.
No, it's the same exact fucking movie.
Oh, really? I thought it was Twisters.
Look, let basic bitches.
The trailer
let
looks like the
bitches
exact same
watch
fucking
remakes. I'm not I'm not dissing all remakes, right?
Right. They got to be done right.
The 2013 Evil Dead, I was like, fuck that. It's like not by Sam Raimi. It doesn't have Bruce Campbell in it. I'm boycotting. And people were telling me, yo, that's actually really good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And I watched it and I was like, yo, that was really good.
Yeah.
I'm not told. It's just I hate the idea of remaking shit just to have it like in English or just to have it just new, right? Because that's what the Michael Bay remakes were largely about. That big period when we got all those horror remakes of horror movies from the 70s and the 80s, where it was just like, oh well, it made money then, so why should we take a chance on something new when we can just do that again and make it glossy?
Because they own the rights.
Right.
But the idea, the thing is, dude, don't get me wrong. Remakes, when they're made from a place of love, from a movie that was that could do better by having a better equipment, better visual effects.
Invasion of the Body.
It's from a place of love. Like, dude, like most people right now doing remake, it's like those fuckers that did the Mr. and Mrs. Smith remake. They hated the fucking original fucking thing, but hey, let's remake something different for a new audition, a new audience. I'm like, fuck off.
Yes.
Or the same thing with Star Wars.
Oh God, don't even fucking get me started on that shit, man. But then again, it's just like I didn't really have a dog in that race because Star Wars kind of lost me after Empire. Like I thought Return of.
Let's just be honest. Like if they would have kept doing Star Wars for like they were supposed to, and did an extra movies for chicks with chicks oriented, people would not have complained. The fact is that they're trying to fucking cut the balls off of fucking Star Wars and act like it never had balls.
Yep. Well, I mean that's a franchise that just became hostile to its fan base. But I mean that's just normal now. We've got all of these. I mean everything's like that now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
The Witcher was certainly like that.
Dude, it's now they're gonna they're gonna continue the fucking Pirates of the Caribbean with a black chick in place of fucking
Johnny Depp. Yeah, there you go. Good. You know what? I'm glad that they are. Because that shit's gonna bomb fucking hard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, fuck those motherfuckers. Let them fucking make this.
It's time to have a woman-led pirate book, and like there was called Cutthroat Island.
Yeah, Gina Davis.
Yes.
That
fucking
movie's pretty
Gina
good.
Davis was fucking smoking hot, dude. Gina Davis was a fucking Fredericks of Hollywood. What am I thinking of? It's the underwear company. It's the Victoria's Secret catalog, right? You get that shit in the mail, and it was like softcore pornography, right? Like smoking hot chicks and fucking lingerie.
We used to have like a whole bunch of fucking kick-ass cool bad chick. Like remember Rene Russo?
Yeah.
And fucking Lethal Weapon.
Yes.
Dude, she was one of my crushes. Like I remember seeing that thing, and you're like, you see her do the roundhouse, she kicks ass. You're like, holy fuck! Like, she kicked ass in there. She was amazing at the fucking Thor's mom.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
The death sequence is kind of weak, but
kicks ass when she fucking fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a very mid sequel, which is one of the better things in it. I just love this guy's fucking attitude.
The one-liner is funny, dude. He says to him, he's like, "Oh, come up here and
It'll be
just
less
come here."
frightening if you come to me willingly.
The funny
But this is
one-liner.
also the moment when you realize that these really good-looking guys, they're not just for the ladies, right? Because it's implied like his character's gay, right? But it's not like they beat you over the head with it because this was 1985. They don't have to. Looking all sexy. He's making the sexy eyes at him.
It'll be much less terrifying if you just come to me.
But you can also tell from the way he's looking at him, he's just like,
Fucking turned on.
Yes.
I'll do just that.
That's all right.
Shove my love up your.
Yeah, it's just like is he a pitcher or a cat?
I'm about to prick you.
He's so crude.
Shove.
Switch hitter, maybe.
Shiv of love.
Yeah, the visual effects in this are great. And the combination of the visual effects with the fucking practical effects. Check this out. Now, you can't watch that scene. I'm sorry, you can't watch that scene and not make a face, right? It's just, it's so fucking cool. It's such a great, it's a great payoff.
When you look at them like they're straight vampires, like they probably do suck blood. I mean, look how big his fangs are, but they just don't need to. They've kind of like elevated themselves. They're so high up. You know what I mean? Like if he didn't get stabbed in his abdomen or whatever, he could theoretically like go up and bite him. You know what I mean? We really don't know. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because he got stabbed there. You know, so.
Right, but also it's just like you saw he was acting as a conduit.
Yeah.
Right, for that vampire beam.
I also heard or read somewhere that it was originally meant to have the actual vampire with blood, but and it wouldn't make sense when you think about it. When she's extracted, it's blood.
Well,
yeah, that happens.
It wouldn't make sense, but you know, like
they go hand in hand.
That was back in the years where they were having trouble with too much blood in the movies.
Yeah,
they had to change colors. They had to do this, so they kind of turned it into something else. I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. They go hand in hand, like with the legacy of Kane.
You know, I go with what Matt says. Maybe they can do both. They feed on blood, but they also suck your life force.
Well, I mean, otherwise they wouldn't have the fangs. But also like Legacy of Kane and like Blood Omen 2, you know, Soul Reaver, you know, he's sucking souls. You know what I mean? And that's all about vampire lore and evolution of becoming a vampire. That's why Kane rips Raziel's wings from his back, because he evolved faster than him. He gained the wings. You know. Kane can also suck blood telepathically out of your body into his throat, you know. So I don't know. I thought of that a lot too. And, you know, he doesn't have to use the fangs, you know, and like they don't have to use the fangs because it's all life force, kinetic energy, and you know, pretty dope.
But also,
if you like vampires, Blood Hunt 2's in the work.
Oh hell yeah! You know I'll be there.
Hell yeah, man, for shizzle. And also the color edition of Blood Hunt is looking better and better and better. Really looking forward to fucking tipping that shit, dude.
And Sim, I got your piece. I'm gonna mail it off ASAP. I just got to get the tube and make my way out there. I've just been getting off late past few days, so.
No problem.
Hell yeah. A lot of explosions. I like how everything blows up in here.
It's so, dude, it's so over the top. But once again, it's like I think people didn't understand this movie.
Yeah, I don't.
Kind of like people didn't understand
I remember the first one I watched it. I remember personally the first time I watched it, all I remembered was, damn, she was hot. And what the fuck did I just watch?
Yes.
I think for me, I've seen.
It takes at least
Good
two.
reaction. Yeah.
It takes maybe like a second or third watch to actually get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think for me, I've seen
Like
a
I
lot of
said-
stuff that's been like inspired by this, so I kind of got it firsthand. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
when you guys watch it, it was kind of like the antithesis of some things that we're going to be inspired by, you know, and it was so fresh. You know what I mean? I think that's probably why I don't know, man. It was just so much stuff going on in the 80s where it was just kind of breaking new ground, you know, a lot of archetypal movies and concepts, you know, in film.
Oh, so much.
Cinema.
So much. Real quick. Fuck.
You know,
There I go to my fucking
when did that movie come out?
Fangoria,
85,
my
I think?
Starlock collection.
Yeah, I think.
Dude, I was 9 years old when that movie.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
pretty
check
cool.
this
I
out.
think the main actor too, Razorback, you know, or I forgot his name, Razback.
Rails back.
I've seen him in other stuff. He's pretty good, but I thought he was really good in here. I thought he was really believable. I don't know. There's something about like where you get a character that like kind of like from like Texas or something. You can tell he's like he's a country dude, you know. I don't know why, but they kind of sell roles like that. Like you don't really see, they don't really cast Thomas Hayden Church and Matthew McConaughey and those type of dudes. You know what I mean? Like the guys from the South in these type of movies. But I think that they bring some type of realism to it when they do that. You know.
I've been saying this for a long time.
Sure.
O'Bannon is it's way too underrated, and people don't acknowledge him enough. Because I'm sorry, that guy's been around for a fucking long time. He did some of the most iconic, or been part of some of the most iconic fucking movies. Most of his fucking work, like The Long Tomorrow, like the comic book he did with fucking Mobius, inspired fucking Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Inspired a whole bunch of other movies, like the Fifth Element.
Yep.
Like a whole bunch of other fucking things. Dude, Bannon was a freaking goat.
Yeah, he was a beast.
For sure. For
just
sure.
go check all the fucking movies he ever did. Like some of them are fucking stupid.
All right.
Like,
Listen to this list.
Mars Need Parents or something, whatever it was.
Check this out. This is an issue of Twilight Zone magazine, 1982, a landmark year for fantasy.
And do you know where O'Bannon comes from?
Year's top films. I'm sorry.
Do you know where O'Bannon's from?
Yeah, well,
He graduated at the same time and studied. He was best friend with John Carpenter.
Yes, Dark Star.
Did their first movie, Dark Star, together. And
Yes.
dude, that movie is shit.
I know.
Think about it.
It's
special effects and shit, but the story's fucking great.
It is. It's not really a first film. It's a student project. It's a senior thesis.
But
It's a
dude,
senior
the story is
good.
great.
Yes, it's a senior thesis that's still so well made. It got a fucking a theatrical and a video release.
Yeah. I've never seen it. Dark Star is it's their first movie. O'Bannon and John Carpenter.
Yep. And O'Bannon's an actor in that too.
Yep.
But check out this list. These are the movies that came out in 1982. E.T., Dark Star, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, The Thing, Conan the Barbarian, Cat People, the remake, Poltergeist, Tron, Mad Max 2, Creep Show, Halloween 3.
And all those movies are inspired by French comic books.
A lot of them, actually,
And Max
a
is
lot of them
inspired
are.
by Drouillet, yeah.
Certainly, I remember when Blade Runner came out, like watching it, thinking it was brilliant, and thinking like, "Wow, this is a lot like the Inkle."
Yeah, right.
Swamp Thing, The Beast Within, Quest for Fire.
Fucking crazy, right? I was swimming around. I wasn't
Star Wars was inspired.
I wasn't alive yet.
Inspired by French.
Yeah,
I didn't come out till '83.
Like Drouillet's the original guy behind the design of fucking Darth Vader and the Empire.
Right. But how much do you love Conan the Barbarian? Right?
Oh, it's my favorite movie. My dad said,
Love it.
I waited 5
Love
hours
fucking
before the movie came out to make sure I got my good seat. And, I was like, damn, Dad, that's early. I guess back then, some people like movies,
Hey, Matt,
Oh, that was an event, dude. That was an event.
5 hours, he
I-
said. I was like,
And we didn't
I know you're a Mad
Mad
Max fan. I know you're a Mad Max fan too.
Mad Max 3 is the best.
Check the comic book.
Lies.
Night.
Lies.
The
first
comic
half of the
lies.
movie.
One
The
and
first
two.
half. The first half of
the
that movie
comic
is
book.
better than all of them, except for
Check the book called The Night.
The Night. Oh yeah, yeah. I remember. I think you showed me that. Yeah,
that
you
is
showed me
that is
and,
what inspires fucking
totally
Mad Max.
Mad Max, dude. I
Well-
think you showed me that, and Preston and someone else did. I was like, damn, dude, those guys got lifted so much shit from those guys.
Yep, that's why they hate the American movie industry so much.
Fucking, they should just be paying their trust, dude.
Technically,
Like,
Metal Hurlant was technically the 70s and 80s of American sci-fi movies, and
straight up, dude.
Well, in the case of George Miller, the guy who made the Mad Max movies,
Yeah.
he grew up in a place like way out in the boonies
Yeah.
in Australia. And so they didn't have movie theaters and they didn't even have TV.
That's fucking
And so
crazy.
he didn't grow up when he was a little kid with movies. He
And he
grew
never-
up with comic
Comic
books.
books. But he also
So-
never hid his inspiration. He's always
And
been,
never.
he's always
Never.
wearing on his sleeve saying, "Oh, dude, I was inspired by that shit."
Yes. That's why I don't like Tarantino. That's why I have a problem with Rob Zombie. It's because they don't do that. Right?
Hey, brothers, I gotta get going right now. Sorry,
Hold on.
I
Tell
I'll
us where you're going and who you're gonna be chilling with.
Oh, for sure, man. I'm gonna be doing my show right now. It's Open the Gates, where creators come on and talk about their crafts and their campaigns. And we got Hart Fisher. He's gonna be talking about his poems for the dead and also horror. His channel. You guys got to check it out, AmericanHorrors.net. And I'm gonna be launching a catch-up campaign for Butch Cleaver 2. So that's gonna be coming out on St. Patrick's Eve. So I haven't really.
I got my copies here.
I've been working on the campaign for that. I'm going to be doing it on Film My Comic, and yeah, thanks for having me on, man. I really dug this movie. I thought it was awesome, for a multitude of reasons.
I had a feeling you'd get a kick out of it.
Oh yeah, I love Dracula and fucking,
What, you hadn't seen Life Force before?
No, dude. Like I was like, oh hell yeah! But I remember you guys were talking about space vampires. I think you and Brian and also Preston. And I think there was one other movie like with space vampires other than this.
That's the main one, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
There's
Talking
one
about that
more,
one.
right? There's one more, right? Oh,
The
so-
entire foundation of this stream has basically been a case of me asking Matt, dude, have you seen this, that, or I mentioned the movie, right? Fill in the blank. He's like, no. And then me going, dude, we gotta watch this. You gotta see this.
This movie was awesome. It was epic. You got to check it out. Like it fucking gets you right in right from the beginning of the movie. I was just like glued to the TV.
I had a feeling you'd like get a kick.
Yeah, she helps that too.
Oh,
You're like, can I get some? I just want to see more. Where's she?
I know.
I know. Where's
She's
she?
so fucking smoking hot.
see
Matt,
you guys.
you the man. We love and appreciate you. Everybody, go and check out his interview with Hart Fisher coming up in like 5-10 minutes or whatever.
For shizzle.
And I'll try and drop in, or at the very least drop it in the chat. Okay.
For shizzle.
Okay.
I'll see you guys.
Right.
Peace.
Peace out, Matt. Cocksucker.
I held back the first time, but I'm like, fuck off, I'm doing it.
Oh god damn. Oh shit.
Did I break you guys?
That traitor. How can he leave me? I just have to act like everything's cool when it's not. Fucking hell. So next week we're gonna be doing spaghetti western Jamboree. And I haven't picked the movie yet. We can always discuss that in like the horror DM group.
Just do me a favor. Don't wait till like the day before, because then it doesn't have a chance for people to know what's coming up. Give us a few days.
I
will. Oh,
Ryan, check that movie out. Check that movie out, because I think you could also find it as free to watch. The Officer Down. Down.
Dude, hook me up with the link to that. Is that any good?
I have a copy, so I'll try and find it for you on the free streaming. But I like it, dude. I really like it. It's a really good B-rated movie. Like it's based on a comic book by Joe Casey and something Barreau, something like that. And it's freaking like the concept's fucking insane. It's a cop that can't die. I just don't want to spoil it, but it is a B-rated movie. So, but it's a fun watch.
Yeah, I'd definitely check it out. Joe Casey, of course, had like a really legendary run on Dead.
No, Hart Fisher also loved the fuck out of it. When we mentioned it last time, you went like, "Oh shit!" Like, yeah, that. But You also like Wolf Cop, but you didn't like the first Wolf Cop. I like the first one. I hate the second.
Haven't seen the second. Not crazy about the first.
I thought the first one was original. It was a breath of fresh air for werewolf movies, and I like the way they did it. Reminded me a bit of like Teen Wolf, but horror.
Oh, but then when they added the fucking lizard people, that's when they lost me. I was just like,
people in the fucking Wolf Cop.
Yeah, I was just like, oh man, they just weren't trying to work too much wacky shit into this.
Hold on,
wackiness for the sake of wackiness, as opposed to like I said, for me, the best movie in that sort of subgenre is Turbo Kid. Like that's how you do that kind of thing, in my humble opinion. But what do we call it? I'm thinking maybe because I know we already did. I think God Forgives, I Don't. And my name is Trinity. Maybe we'll do another Bud Spencer Terrence Hill movie. Because they did
cool.
what?
Did you see that channel I showed you on YouTube?
2 of the Trinity movies, and no, I'm sorry. Which one was that?
I shared it in the your
Discord.
No, on in your group, in their DM group there, the horror thing. I found a fucking channel on YouTube where they had almost all the movies in English. All the Bud Spencer, Terrence Hill movies.
Oh, yeah.
They have Super Cop and the sequel.
Super. Didn't it. Oh, man.
They become cops, but they started being criminals.
Oh, yeah, what are you talking about?
and they're trying to go steal something from the cops, and they get caught, so they end up joining the cops.
Yeah, classic. Yeah, love me some Bud and Terrence, and of course they did a whole bunch of spaghetti westerns. I think 5.
But did they do
together? And then there's Solo Bud, right, which is Buddy Goes West, and then there's Terrence Hill also was in a bunch of other spaghettis like Django Prepare a Coffin, which is like the only Django sequel that's the only Django ripoff that's kind of like semi legit. But anyway, before we
he also played Lucky Luke. That should be it. Dude, if you haven't done it, let's do that one. Lucky Luke with Terrence Hill.
Oh, that's not a movie though. It was a TV series.
No, it's a movie.
But a TV series. But you know what they probably did? They maybe made a movie out of episodes of the TV series.
I don't know. I remember renting a fucking VHS movie.
Okay. All right. You know what? I'll look for it.
I'm checking it right now.
Okay. Yeah. Because what they'll do sometimes is they'll take episodes of TV shows.
No, it's a movie. It's a 1 hour, 32-minute movie. It's in 1991, Lucky Luke with Terrence Hill.
Directed by Ted Nicolau? Because if it's directed by Ted Nicolau, then it's the TV show.
Yeah, but I think it's the other way around. I think they probably broke it down for a TV show because it is a movie. It came out, the French
Lucky Luke,
Italian-American Western film directed by and starring Terrence Hill. It's by him.
Oh, no shit. Okay. Dude, if that's on streaming.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Definitely want to check that out. Anyway, before we vamoose, because it's coming up on 2 hours, Pops, tell these fools where they can find you.
You can I'm gonna steal a line from my boy Q.
Yeah.
You can always find me here on the Madness Comic Book Network. On Roku and Facebook and YouTube and all that other places.
Okay, it's free on YouTube.
Oh, is it? Oh, is it really? Awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna share it right now in the DM and in your chat. Everybody has it in advance.
I will check that shit out for sure because I love me some Bud and Terrence.
Oh, dude, yeah, I know. It's one of the things that me and you kind of like clicked on. Like we're talking about horror and sci-fi and a lot of violent shit. And then somebody mentioned Terrence Hill.
I did not turn.
Oh, I fucking love those guys.
Yo, hell yeah, man. People that aren't down with Bud and Terrence, I don't know how you get through your day.
No, I grew up wanted to be like Bud Spencer, and somebody once told me, "Goes, dude, remember that you said that you wanted to be like him when you grow old? Yeah, you actually look like him." Like, yeah, thank you.
Oh, Spencer. It's
Dude, I
funny.
love that guy.
My father was like
He's a lovable motherfucker. Yeah. He's like
my brother and I would crack up watching those movies because we were like, oh, he looks just like Dad. It was kind of crazy. But yeah, Sim, tell me.
He's also known to be one of a fucking lovable guy like John Candy.
Yep. Yeah, it's well, I wouldn't say it's a tragedy, but it's unfortunate that he never learned English. If he had learned English, he would have been a fucking star here too.
Yeah, but he came from the years where the Italians were bigger in movies than you guys were technically, especially in the side that
yes, for sure. Yeah, no, I mean, like, basically
it's
what I
like
tell
the French
people,
right now. They think that the only big comic will ever be them because they were the biggest. Get it?
Right? No, dude. I would always tell people that, like, if they asked me, like, who Spencer and Hill were, I'd be like, they were the biggest movie stars in the world. Everywhere except in America. Even in
America, they were pretty popular though. Like when their movies started hitting, like they were everywhere.
I know. In Brazil, the fans were so out of control they couldn't leave the hotel. That is to say, physically, they couldn't fucking get out of the fucking doors because the fans were just fucking jammed everywhere. And they're like, "Oh shit, we should do some movies down here." And they did. They did like 3 of them. Yeah.
Bud did not speak English, but he spoke a little bit of French.
Did he? Oh, okay.
So don't forget to find me anywhere you want on all social media on the Sim_Slayer. It's me.
Yes. Well, we're gonna get Doodle and Chill again sometime soon.
I've been doing it every Saturday. It's except that right now I'm starting a morning one too. On Friday tomorrow I'm starting a Doodle and Chill morning edition, and I'm gonna be doing some Captain Harlock. On Saturday night I'm doing Job on Death.
Hell yeah.
Soon my girl's wants to join me during the day one. I'm gonna be with my girl. Probably doing it not tomorrow though, because she has an appointment. Mm-hmm. I'm testing out the new Rumble Studio. That's like a StreamYard but free. And you can stream on every on 5 or 6 fucking platform at the same time.
Just the Rumble?
It's Rumble Studio, and you can create your.
That was a thing.
It's a streaming service like StreamYard, but it's Rumble, and you can stream directly on Rumble, YouTube, X, everything else, and it's free. And you can also upload videos. The stuff that you need to pay for StreamYard, you have it there for free.
Oh hell yeah! What's that called again? It's called Rumble.
Rumble Studio. Like I'm gonna start using that from now on. Okay.
No, that sounds like a great idea, dude. Because
the only thing is you cannot program your shows a week in advance. It's like 2 days. But,
okay. Gotcha. All right.
And it's probably not as useful for pop. You're trying to have a whole bunch of people.
I got 1,000 videos on fucking Rumble. I never got no play over there. Wasting time.
No, but the thing is, we gotta cover our bases. We should be
able to. I got 1,000 videos on Rumble already. It's like
I have a whole bunch of videos there too, but I'm talking about live streaming and having a free platform that can do everything for paid as paid StreamYard. But for you, having a big team on your fucking thing, it's not useful. For you, it's still StreamYard.
They'd have to let me be able to invite as many admins as I need and shit. And it's like.
Right now, it's pretty much like a StreamYard that's paid, but without the professional aspect. Get it?
Yeah, I gotta have
like it's my paid version, not his.
Right. All right. Well, hey, Sim, Pops, thank you so much for fucking hanging out. Sim, you and I, we definitely got to fucking chill on the Discord, watch some movies, play some fucking video games or something like that.
I'm available almost every fucking night.
I know. I just, I suck at time management. Trying to get better at that shit.
You know what you remind me of sometimes?
Yeah.
Remember in the movie Up?
Yes.
Oh, a squirrel.
That's attention deficit disorder, baby. That's ADD, man. That shit does not get.
Yeah, I know. It's just funnier.
It does not get easier. It does not get better with age. It gets worse. It gets worse as you age. When I found that out, I was like, fuck. And sure enough, I'll try to be better about taking my medically prescribed fucking amphetamine every day. All right, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. We really do appreciate you. Spank that subscribe button, ring a ding dong dong, the bell for notifications, and
Press
give us
that
a
like
thumbs
button
up.
before you leave.
Chris, my friend, if you're hanging out, watching, listening, much love to you. Sorry, I forgot.
What's up, Kelly Chow?
Yeah. Oh yeah. What up, Keely Chow? Sorry if I didn't acknowledge you when you came in. And
Okay,
everybody.
she came in not too long ago. I know. I know her. What's up?
Well, it's always good to know that if I'm not fucking staying on top of the chat, somebody is. But anyway, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. We really do appreciate you. Pops, you were about ready to take us out?
Yeah, I can do that. Don't hit any buttons.
Okay, everybody, until next week. Peace!
Remember last time?
Oh, God.
He's done it like 10 times. What do you mean last time?
It's
a boomer. Okay, boomer.
I got wood. Right, everybody. Peace,
Later.
love, and metal.
Critical blast logistics, getting it done, getting it there.